So are you able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So in the first class, we have discussed about the data model and their types. Okay. So now today we're going to start the entities and the relationship. Like see, so we know we have three types of model: conceptual, logical, and physical. But one such popular model is also known as the ER model. Okay. So ER basically called the entity relationship model for any of the project that belongs to relational database management system having the ER model. So in which we are going to define the entities, then the relationship between entities and the attributes of an entity. Okay. So three things mainly depends for a ER model. First is the entities, second is the attributes, and third is the relationship. So if we talk about like what is an entity relationship model and why it is needed, because what we are doing in the data modeling will be a dimensional model that belongs to a data warehouse also, and some ETL process once comes into the picture. We also have to create a dimensional model in terms of conceptual, logical, and physical diagram. It means physical data model. But the ER model, what we have already in a RDBMS technology, that is called the databases that we are using currently for the Oracle, for the SQL Server, for the MySQL, and all.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, the ER model describes interrelated things of interest in a specific domain of knowledge. Like if we talk about the BFS, banking and financial services domain, then alt, first of all, account and the account type, or customer, or we have a banking facilities, loans, then we have different types of uh, mutual funds, then a brokerage. All those things belongs to the entities of a banking and financial domain. Okay. So to start with a data modeling part, you must have to identify the entities of any domain, and then we have entity, entity set, and entity type. Okay. So entity, entity set, and entity type, why it is needed? Because one of the terms, that is the metadata. So the entity type belongs to the metadata part. Why metadata part? Because ultimately when you are going to design a table having different types of columns, deleted columns, that will be the attributes of an entity. Okay.
Yep.
So for suppose you have a account entities. For a BFS domain, you have account entities. So what will be the attributes for an account?
For account entity, right? Just like account name, account type, and
account number, first of all. Okay. Then we have account type, correct? Then again
account name. Account is also called an arrangement, right?
Yes, it's an arrangement and the not arrangement. You can say account and the customer. These two are the main entities of a system. System in
Mm-hmm.
terms banking and financial domain. Okay, so these
Mm-hmm.
two are called the main. What I'm saying. So main entities. So
Mm-hmm.
without these two entities, we can't assume the system.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I will explain later in the later sections what are different types of attributes and all those things. Uh, but what I'm so and in entities for any of the system, we must have to identify the main entities of that system first. Main entity, it means it may be three to four. Suppose for a bank will be also an entity, customer will be entities, in account will be entities, and so on. Okay, and later on we will see is there any derived entities we can also identify, or is there any entity that we can create by the combinations, composite entities, and all. So, so if any of the system, I'm going to write. Let me uh, see for a banking and financial domain. For a banking and financial services, the entities will be, if we are talking about, first will be the customer, second will be the account,
Mm-hmm.
third will be our transactions,
Mm-hmm.
fourth will be our loans,
Mm-hmm.
fifth will be our credit cards. So credit cards and all those things that will come in our facilities. Okay.
Product, yeah.
Yes, products you can also say, or you can say our banking products.
Mm-hmm.
And for example, we can say one is the credit card.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, if we have mean it means the base entities are customer, account, transactions, loan, banking products in terms of credit card. So these are the main or the base entities. We can say no. Hey, these are the base entities of a system. And now we can just define the attributes like customer name, customer address, contact informations. We have account type, then the uh, attributes for account will be like account number, account type, then we have balance, interest rate, and that is called the ROI, rate of interest, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Similar to the transactions, we have transactions ID. Can I write this, or is it fine to listen in
Yeah,
the call?
I think it's fine. Yeah.
We can write, or it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. We are discussing in the call, so it's fine. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So we have in the account what we have discussed: account number, account type. It will be a current account or a saving account or all those things. It will be a balance and the rate of interest. Okay, that is also called
Mm-hmm.
the ROI. For a
Yep.
transaction similar to transactions ID, transactions uh, date, okay, transactions type. So what types of transactions that you are doing? Is there a deposit? So let me write this. So uh, for transactions, it will be a transactions type,
Mm-hmm.
then we have tran date, that is called a transactions date, and the main part is the tran ID.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and in transactions type, what we have multiple things. It will be a deposit, or it will be withdrawal, or it will be transfer. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so these three things we can discuss mainly.
Mm-hmm.
So what we have in a transactions, either it is a withdrawal, or it is a deposit, or it is a transfer from bank to bank, or from any of the UPI that we are going to use. Okay,
Yeah.
and also we have amount, that is a part of the transactions,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, associated account informations, that is also the attributes of transactions, because if we are going to do a transaction, it must be uh, a account number, correct?
Yeah. Transaction which originated from an account, right? Yeah.
Yes, origin from an account and transfer to an account.
Yeah.
So there will be two account information needed. That's why I've given a single term, associated account information and all. Loans, similar way, we know bank loans, then we have, sorry, home loans, personal loans, gold loans, and so on. So these three, the main loans, what a bank is going to provide basically, home loans, personal loans, and gold loans. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And same for the banking products, if we have multiple things like mutual funds, like the credit cards, like the smart cards, or any debit card is also a product. If we talk about a banking product, then we have multiple things like uh, credit cards, okay, like the debit card is also a product, because they are going to take a annual charges on their usability, or a fixed charges also is there on the, that is also called the base price or the base charges for a debit card. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and can you say the other name of banking products what we have?
Just like debit card, credit card, home loan, personal loan,
Home
and
loan, these two sections comes under loans.
mhm. Okay, yeah,
Loan,
yes.
home loan, personal loan, and gold loan, that comes under loans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think in the
Bank,
banking,
yes,
yeah, debit card, credit cards would be the banking products, right? Yeah.
yes. And one also that you're going to use in the supermarket, like the Sodexo, and some other things also. So,
Mm-hmm.
so Sodexo, or a like coupons that is given to bank to an organizations, and it will be distributed from organizations to the employees.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go for a market, you don't have to pay, because it's already paid by the employer, um, in sense of from the employee side, like coupon vouchers and so on.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the vouchers as a general term. So the bank is also going to provide some vouchers, like
Mm-hmm.
a ICICI Bank or a DUCE Bank, Bank of America, and so I'm going to provide some vouchers to the customers so that they can do a transactions from the voucher.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so these are the banking products, and if we talk about a particular products like a credit cards, then they have multiple attributes like credit card number, the card holder name, then we have credit limits, balances, transaction history, CVV number, and so on. Okay,
Yep.
but we are not going to capture the CVV and the expiry in the attributes because these are the secure informations, PIP. Okay, so in general, we can say credit card number, the holder name, limits, balance, and the transaction history. Okay, so these five terms are the main attributes of BFS domain. That is also called the banking and financial services. Okay, I will explain every aspects, how we are going to use, what is the purpose, and so on. So in the later slides, we have entities. I discussed in this slide, we have entity, entity set, and entity type. So what is the meaning of these three top terms? Entity, entity set, and entity type?
Yeah, entity just like a
Real
just
world
like a,
object.
yeah,
Okay.
it's a kind of table, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a kind
And,
of table. And in terms of databases, if we talk, it is an object that belongs to any system. Okay. An object, it means in the RDBMS forms and the technology, it is a table and it is. So now, if we talk about a entity set, so entity set is a collection of entities. So if we have a employee entities, so E1, E2, E3, E4, and En. Okay, so this is called the entity set. E1 is employee, E2 is employee, E3 dot 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 anything. En also is an employee. So in a ER diagram, basically we can say the entity type is represented under the boxes, and we can say so employee is an entity, but these things E1, E2, E3, E4 are called the entities set. Okay, and if we are talking about the entities type, then we have multiple entities. So independent entities, dependent entities, and the characteristics entities. So independent entities are saying that is not based on anything, like employee. So employee, so come to the banking and financial domain. If we have account, okay, and if we have account that belongs to a customer, and customer is our independent entity. But if we talk about the account type, then it will be a dependent entity. Why dependent entities? Because every account will be dependent on a customer. So we have multiple types of entities that we need to identify, but in general scenarios and in general life, we only need to consider so the main entities of a system first, and then how we're going to define the derived entities from that system. Okay. So
Yep.
two things basically needed, independent entities and a dependent entities. Because when you're going to define the entities uh, of system or of a domain, then later you will work on the attributes part. Okay. So dependent entities, we can say
Yeah.
So in independent entities, we have few examples like for a company database, customer table, employee table, product table. These are independent entities.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So customer table or a employee table or a product table. So these are called the independent entities. But we have
Mm-hmm.
independent entities. But dependent entities is also known as the derived entities. It means we're going to use the two base columns and going to define a entities.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you know the concepts of primary key and foreign key easily. So
Mm-hmm. Yep.
when we are going to define an entities attributes in a independent entities, then we will going to consider as a dependent. Why dependent? So see, suppose customer have multiple entities and product also have multiple entities. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and we are going to define a product subtype,
Mm-hmm.
and that product subtype is itself a set of entities, because
Mm-hmm.
every product subtype will be a product ID, product name, product color, and so on. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so if we are going to relate the transactions, it means there is a product type categories and then we have a subcategories. Like I'm going to give one example. Suppose a customer enters into e-commerce and going to purchase one item. So first he is going to use kitchen. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So kitchen is a categories of product having one category ID, and that category ID belongs to multiple product IDs. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe suppose we are going to use a dispenser. We are going to use a mixer grinder. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, when you click on a mixer grinder, multiple types of mixer grinder is coming. So a category is there. A category belongs to multiple products, and a single product belongs to multiple subproducts.
Mm-hmm.
So if we talk about the subproducts of a system, then this will be our dependent entities,
Mm-hmm.
because without a product, we can't consider the subproducts.
Mm-hmm.
So we have dependent entities to connect to uh, what we can say the two main entities. So dependent entity is basically used for to connect two main entities and so on.
Mm-hmm.
And every time when we are going to define a dependent entities, then it will come many to many relationship. Many to many relationship. What we are saying. So in cardinality concepts, we have one to one, one to many to one, and many to many.
Mm-hmm.
Correct?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so now we have attributes. Attributes, we have basically four types of attributes are there. So see, if you're going to define the entities first and the attributes first, then you will be able to create the tables of any system.
Mm-hmm.
But before creating the table, you must have to define the attributes of an entity uh, first. Why attributes? Because all the entities will be converted into the table and their attributes will be their columns.
Mm-hmm.
So we have multiple attributes. For example, suppose if we talk about the employee, the name, address, date of birth, salary, and all basic information is called our attributes. So we have
Mm-hmm.
simple attributes, we have composite attributes, then we have multi-valued attributes, and then we have derived attributes. Okay. Now
Mm-hmm.
come to the attributes one by one. So first is called the simple attributes. Okay. So simple attributes is like, for example, if we have a customer, customer name, customer age, customer ID, customer date of birth is also the same, similar for the age. Then customer address, customer contact information, that is called the mobile number, is called a simple attributes. And simple
Mm-hmm.
attributes also known as single value attributes. Okay. So there are few checks when you are going to create a table, that you must have to follow the normalization process.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, normalization process is saying first NF, second NF, third NF, and BCNF and fourth NF has to know. So, what is the concepts, what is the utilizations part and so on. But in most of the scenarios, we are going to normalize the table up to third NF.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a term written here, single valued attributes. Single valued attributes means this is the property of first NF. So the first normal form of a normalization says every column of a table should be single attributes, should be single valued attributes. It means suppose you have created a customer table. So customer ID should be a column, customer name should be a column, customer age, customer address, customer contact information, mobile number, customer PAN card, and all those things. So name should be available in only customer name column.
Mm-hmm.
Address would be available in only address column. So
Mm-hmm.
this is called the single valued attributes. It doesn't combine two things, name and the age, and name and the address, and all those things. And this property also belongs to the first NF, that is called the first normal form.
Mm-hmm.
I will explain, don't worry, I will explain every normal forms one by one with examples and their relationships.
Okay.
So,
Mm-hmm.
so in types of attributes, okay. So till now, anything you have to ask from here? From slide number 9, we have started the year model, entity, this, and is.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you want to ask?
I think it's fine. I mean, I think soon we will also do some practical also, right?
Yes, yes. We will do also some practicals, how to create a data model, and
Mm-hmm.
what will be the attributes, how we are going to define the attributes, and
Mm-hmm.
so, okay.
Okay.
So, but one thing, admin is a licensed version. So, in your personal laptop, I think which tool you are going to use for data modeling?
Yeah, Arvind, I will try to download. You will trial version, right?
Okay, no issue. In the next class, we will try to showcase some examples and all those options available on that tool, so that you will be familiar with the admin. Because suppose you have concepts, and if one or two time you will go through the options, you can do it easily.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is not a big deal. The main thing is normalizations. The main part is SCD. The main part is attributes and their relationship. The main part
Mm-hmm.
is to create a data model.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the as a data modeler, the best or the challenging part is the logical data model.
Mm-hmm.
Concept anyone can say. If I talk about, hey, there is a flight automation system you need to drive. So you will consider, oh, there will be a flight, there will be a pathway, there will be passengers, there will be flight uh, date associated with the flight numbers, associated with the customer. Then we have transactions, we have passenger details and all those things, so that you will think. So what do you think? That is the conceptual. But when you go to create the data model actually, and then you will see, hey, these are the things, and then we have to drive.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, okay, come to the next. So, so we have simple attributes that is called simple, like customer name, product name, employee name, that way. Composite attributes always may be a combination of one or two things. Like address is the best example of composite attributes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so an address consists of flat number, street number. Then we have a pin code, that is also called the zip code, and so on. So address always considered as a composite attribute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and these composite attributes will be combinations of multiple things.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, we use a varchar data type for this,
Yeah.
so that
Mm-hmm.
it can consist number as well as the characters. And nowadays, we are also seeing name is also considered as a composite attributes, because we are going to generally use the first name, middle name, and last name.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we can say name is a simple attributes, but when we go uh, actual way, and the requirements in such a way, we need to showcase all attributes. It means the whole attributes in, like of name, like first name, middle name, and last name. Then we'll see, hey, name is also composite attributes. But
Yeah.
why we are not going to consider as a composite? Because every system are going to use only one name to showcase in their uh, screens, in their output file, in their outbound view. Like
Yeah.
your first name they're going to use, hi Nishant, or in a flight automation system they're going to use um, hi Vardwaj, comma Nishant, in that way. Okay, for me,
Mm-hmm.
hi Kumar. Okay, so it totally depends upon system to system what they're going to use, but in general we can say name is a simple attributes and address is a composite attribute. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and one thing also, if we talk about the hub key or a super key, primary key, it totally depends upon system what are the primary key. Like for banking and financial domain, a account number is a primary key. Okay, that we generally
Mm-hmm.
use. But for the e-commerce systems, we have customer ID as a primary key. For a food ordering system like Zomato, Swiggy, and all, mobile number is a primary key.
Mm-hmm.
For the EPFO portals, what we have employed provenient progressive for anything, that we have uh, PAN number is a primary key.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for the UI system, that is called the Universal Identification and UID, Aadhaar number is a primary key.
Mm-hmm.
So it totally depends upon system to system what they have used as a primary key to provide the system as a uniqueness and all.
Mm-hmm.
So simple, composite. Now we have next attributes is multi-valued attributes. So multi-valued attributes is if we say a degree of an employee. So a degree of employee may be multiple things like the BC, MIT, PhD, BTech, MTech, and so on. Okay. So if any of the entities having set of values, then we can say it's a multi-valued attributes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What will be the next example?
Just like language spoken by someone, right?
Yes.
Hindi, English,
We
Punjabi.
can do languages underscore customer. Okay. Then we
Mm-hmm.
can say English, French, Japanese, German, anything we can say. So this can be because if it will be MNC, multinational companies, then it will be not stick with the one city or one country. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You can say multiple languages is spoken by the customer, so it will be a multi-valued dependencies or
Yeah.
multi-valued attributes.
Mm-hmm.
And derived attributes that contains some calculations like age. You are asking about the date of birth of a customer, and from date of birth to current date, you are going to derive the age of a customer. Means
Mm-hmm.
age equals to system date minus date of birth.
Mm-hmm.
Have you got this point?
Yeah.
Or if we want to aging of an employee from how long an employee is working in the organizations, then we can say system date minus joining date.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
system date minus joining date.
Yeah. How long, system date minus joining date, for how long employee has been to organization, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So from how long and employees in the organizations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we can easily find out by the joining dates and so on.
Yep.
Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So now, now we have new topics. Okay. So do you need some practice in data modeling also? So how we are going to create a model for any system, how we are going to add some new models or mapping of attributes and all those things?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, no issue. So what we will do, we will also, because this is my personal system, so that's why admin is not there. But we will try to download the admin today
Mm-hmm.
or Oracle Data Modeler. But admin will be best for you because you are using the admin. So we will try to download the free trial version of admin first. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then we will create some data model so that it will help in your existing work.
Yeah.
And you can discuss also your queries if you have in your running projects that you are working and try to find out all those things. Suppose you are working for any of the data modeling part and uh, you are facing some challenges.
Yeah. Sure. Mm-hmm. Once we'll start the Arvind practically, so we'll ask some questions. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then we can discuss those questions also. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, so come to the concepts. Now these three has been covered.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm going to write here all conceptual, logical, and physical data model. Okay, entities, relationship, attributes has been completed. Okay, but
Mhm.
we need to go through deeper in this topic.
Yeah.
Why this topic? Because this is the main topic that you must have to keep in mind while creating the actual database and the tables.
Mhm.
And similarly, mm, this topic is also most important, SCD.
Mhm.
Why it is most important? Because when you are going to create the tables, then you must have to think about the normalizations at what level you are going to normalize the tables, like first NF, second NF, third NF, and so on. And the next part will be our SCD. So how we are going to maintain the data? If
Mhm.
anything new will come, any changes will become, so what we will do? So we will explain the normalization first, then we will explain the SCD also, slowly changing dimensions.
Yeah.
Then we will see the subtypes, supertypes, recursive relationships, how we are going to showcase. And when we cover up these four topics, normalization, subtypes, supertypes, recursive relationship, and the SCD, then we are going to implement a database. First of all,
Mhm.
data model, and then databases.
Mhm. Yep.
Then we are going to use a denormalization. The spelling is not so good. Wait. De normalization. Okay.
Mhm.
Denormalization is nothing but to combine two smaller tables into a bigger one.
Mhm.
Then we have a concept of distributing databases, referential integrity that is also known as the keys and constraints of the system that we are going to use. Keys, constraints.
Yeah.
Okay. VPN, so on, this is fine, but we will see. I think we have around 30 to 40 uh, scenarios questions also related to data model topic. Okay,
Mhm. Mhm.
and around 25 plus or 25 to 30 questions also related to data modeling, like the new topics that we are also going to consider and going to discuss during the session.
Mhm.
Like if I'm, do you know the star schema, fact table,
Yeah.
dimensions tables, and all?
Yep.
Correct.
Mhm. Yep.
This is fine. So what we will do, we will also discuss some more and more topic related to data modeling concepts like scenarios and some topics, questions, what we have, and then we will do a practice on the tool.
Mhm. Yep.
So practice will be, I think, more far better, because when we are going to cover up all those topics and some new topics also that is not written, we will see, and we will write all those topics in this one by one. We will arrange the topic at least today. So when we have
Okay.
a call at 1:30 p.m. today, so we're going to arrange all those topics. So what we are going to cover, and if anything left, so then please tell me. So then we are going to cover. But I will try to cover up most of the part that belongs to our data modeling. So we are going to arrange this content is with the topics by today, so that at 1 a.m. 1 or 1 no, sorry, not 1 1:30 p.m. IST timing call, and later on the normalization.
Mhm. Can we meet around 2 p.m.?
Yeah, why not? 2 p.m. in the IST?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can meet, no issue. 2 p.m. IST is also fine for me.
Okay. And what about, sorry for this, actually, I have some work in the evenings and 2:30 p.m. also.
Yes, 2:30
Okay,
also, no issue.
let's meet at 2:30 p.m. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay, no issue. So we will connect at 2:30 today, correct?
Okay, sure. Yeah, that's fine.
And I mean, so let me check one thing. So admin, we have a license version. It's free downloaded or what?
Yeah, it will be trial version. Yeah, I will also install.
So you have
I think
installed for,
14 days or something. Yeah,
okay, same admin.com you have used or the other one?
I think from the Arwin itself, we can get the 14 days free trial version.
This one?
hmm Free trials. Arwin data modeler. I think the, yep, yeah, the first one. There was also a free trials. If you go into the free trials, right?
This one.
Yep.
Okay, in free trials we also have admin.
Yeah.
Yes, this one.
Yep. hmm